Kaylin is here. I'm new.
Yeah.
Oh, Kaylin, hi. Welcome.
Thanks.
And if we can just get one more, or we can get Sam, then we have a quorum to start the meeting.
Does a guest count?
I'm afraid they have to be on the commission.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Wendy? Hello?
Yes.
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
that's a lot better.
Is that
That's a
you,
lot
Sam?
better, Sam. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Good.
sent a chat because I wasn't sure you could hear me. I do count toward the quorum, don't I?
You do, yes. We have to have
Okay.
at least 4 voting members, and you or Carol.
So 4 voting members plus me or Carol. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, five total, but at least 4 voting.
Right.
So Ron, I think we have our quorum. Do you want to get started?
I can. Yeah, I guess let's start with welcome, Kaylin, to you if you're new. I haven't met you before. I don't think any of us have. But let's start with a roll call.
So we have Acting Chair Grotenhouse,
Here.
Commissioner Kimball,
Here.
Commissioner Pierce, Commissioner Stevens,
Here.
Commissioner Parker,
Here.
Commissioner Falciola, Commissioner Conley, and Commissioner Richey.
Here.
Okay, so we've got our quorum at least to proceed.
That's good.
All right. I've requested to share my screen, Wendy, so we could take a look at the agenda if you'd like to give me that permission. I don't know if the note came through. Because next is review and approval of the agenda, and if it's brand new, no one's seen it yet before, so.
Yeah, I don't have your request on here. I'm sorry, Ron.
Okay. Says your request has been sent to the presenter. Are you the presenter, or is it a different presenter? Like City 7 presenter?
I don't think so. It should just be me.
Okay. Well, I could read the agenda, and then we could approve that, unless everyone has a copy by now.
So we have a revised agenda, and the only thing that was added was the election of officers. So you have call to order number 1, election of officers 2, and certificates of appropriateness for 3. So that was the only addition to the agenda, was the election of officers.
I move the approval of the agenda.
Seconded.
Agenda has been approved and seconded. Now we need to approve the minutes from January 7th, 2020. Do I have a motion?
I'm sorry, Ron, could you do an all in favor vote?
Yeah, I can. All in favor?
Ron,
Sorry.
could I ask for an all in favor vote for the agenda?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm new at this, you know. Could I have an all in favor for approval of the agenda?
Aye.
All those in favor say aye. Yeah. Aye.
Okay.
Hi.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Is that the way to do it? Okay, let's do the minutes next. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Has everyone reviewed the minutes, and do you have any comments on the previous minutes from January 7th, 2020? Nope, no comments.
No comments.
No comments? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make the motion.
I will second it.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed? Okay, we're to election of officers now on the agenda. The first up on the agenda is the chair. I've been the co-chair for so long now. Just it's fitting for me to become the chair. If you guys are okay with that, I'm okay with it. If somebody else would really like to do it, is really itching to do it, I'm fine with that too. I think I do transition off this committee in a year, I believe, Wendy. So like
Yes.
next spring, I think. So
Well, it's
And we
good to
would
know we
normally-
only have
I
to put
can't
up with
vote.
it for a year.
yes, right, I know. Yeah, but
So we would normally do election of officers in April, so that should be fine.
okay.
Well, I can't vote, but I would strongly speak in favor of Ron as our chair. How's that for a nomination?
Thanks, Sam. But like I
Oh.
said, if somebody else really wants to do it, step up. I'm not opposed at all.
I would support your nomination, Sam. I've known him a few years and a few details about his life.
You know too much, Dwayne.
Yeah. I'm sworn
Okay.
to secrecy.
Do we vote on that, Wendy, or do we have any other
Yes.
nominations?
So if there's no one else, if we have a first for Dwayne, is there a second?
I'd be the second, but I have to abstain.
Yes,
Right, Wendy? Yeah.
yes, that's correct.
Trent?
Kaylin
All those
or G, would either of you like to second?
I just did. I second.
Okay. Okay, so we have Chair Grotenhouse. Do we have a vice chair? We often nominate someone who didn't come to the meeting.
Right.
I love that.
So you escaped them, Caitlin.
Yes.
So that tells the new
Well-
members to be careful.
Right.
Is
Right.
anyone in?
Like, could I get just-
I don't know what's happening. I'm just trying to learn.
Yeah.
It's okay.
could I just get an all in favor vote for, I know we only have a couple people voting, but for the chair?
Okay.
Okay.
Do
I
you
vote
call
yes.
that, Wendy, or do I?
If we could, does everyone agree to have Ron as
Yeah.
chair?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Unofficially, yes.
Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
And vice chair?
Is anyone interested in the vice chair? Has anyone expressed interest in it?
Dwayne
No
would make an
one
excellent vice chair.
has told me.
I think I see Dwayne nodding his head, but
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to sleep here.
oh, you're nodding off. You're nodding off. Okay.
Yeah. You know, if no one else wants to, I've been around long enough. I probably could handle it every now and then.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I move to nominate Dwayne as vice chair. If I can.
Second.
And secretary, and I will say that the secretary is really just kind of an honorary position. We do the minutes by staff, so secretary just assists, basically. No, there was really no work required.
So you're saying Secretary Kaylin sounds pretty good.
That sounds good.
I like taking notes. I'm organized. I'll do it.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
And you are welcome to, but I usually take care of that as staff, so it's completely up to you.
Okay. Well, if y'all need anything ever with that, just let me know. I like helping.
Thank you. Thank you. So do we have a first for that, please? Would someone like to nominate?
I'll move that Kaylin is the secretary for the commission.
Okay, and a second? And Jean. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
All right, we're to certificates of appropriateness, the good stuff now. So Wendy, you said your PowerPoint was not working, I guess. How would you like to go through it?
I'm just going to read the staff report like I normally do, and
Okay.
I've sent the images out along with the scope of work and a sketch. Everyone should have received that. So I'm just going to go through the scope of work in a brief background, and then we'll open it up for discussion by the property owners who are joining us, and then discussion by the commission.
Okay. Do we need to read a statement prior to that, or is it prior to the next part?
Yeah, no, I think we're okay.
Okay.
So we're considering a certificate of appropriateness for improvements to 706 North Union Street. It's HC 01-20. The Croziers are the owners of the property as well as the applicants. It's a single family dwelling located on North Union, north of Truman Road, is considered non-contributing to the local Anne Harris Truman National Historic Landmark District. The property consists of a one-story frame dwelling constructed sometime in the late 1920s to early 30s. Modifications have added vinyl siding and windows and an enclosure to the front porch. The applicants are proposing to reopen the front porch, add new wood balustrades, handrails, and balusters to wrap the porch posts. The proposal also calls for the construction of a 5x12 addition for the creation of an interior closet along the west elevation, which is the rear of the house, that extends toward the north corner. Vinyl siding matching that currently found on the house will clad the addition for consistency. So this property is just a little bit different than we normally see. This is a non-contributing property, so we're concerned about it complementing the surrounding architecture, but we're not concerned about it damaging the integrity of the overall property. So the proposed improvements to the non-contributing dwelling will serve to return the house closer to its original appearance with an open front porch and traditional wood balustrade. Since the proposed modest closet addition will not be viewed from the right-of-way, and since the house is already clad with vinyl siding, matching the current siding does not conflict with our current guidelines. Further, since both improvements will enhance the property and keep the house more consistent with surrounding properties considered contributing to the district, the improvements as proposed can be supported. Preservation staff is recommending approval of the improvements as proposed by the property owners. So we do have the Croziers here joining our meeting, and I can turn it over to them if you have anything you'd like to add, or if you just want to open it up for questions to the commission, that's completely up to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions for us, we'll be happy to answer.
Has everyone reviewed the images that Wendy sent, or the application, I guess? Okay.
Yes.
Is there any?
Yeah, I have a printout.
Is there any comment?
I'm just curious, how long have y'all lived there?
Since November.
Not very long.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't remember you being there. I didn't know where you were, but doesn't make any difference what you're doing. It's just curiosity.
It looks like there have been several additions there to the west side of the house. Did those occur? What's kind of the time frame on those? Do we know kind of historically when those were?
I know the previous owner for about 33 years. I'm not sure what, had happened while she was there or.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a question for Wendy, but do we have any historical photos of the house to see what it looked like, back in the 30s? Okay.
We do not know. Are there any concerns about the proposal, or did you have any questions?
I had a chance to drive by this afternoon. Your house is beautiful, first of all, Croziers, very, very pretty. And I mean, these changes seem very, neat and appropriate to me.
I agree. I agree with the staff report. I think it's going to be a nicer house after the improvements are done.
What's the time frame on those improvements, Croziers? When would you start to do the work and propose to finish the work?
I think we'd be able to do the front porch pretty quickly. It's just removing the glass enclosure that's there. The back closet obviously need the approval from the city for the bumping that out. So we would have to just go through that process. So that would take a little longer, but no ETA on that.
Is this work you're going to contract out, or are you going to do a lot of it yourself, or?
A little of both, yes.
Okay.
Obviously. Yeah.
Yes, Wendy. I mean, do we need to know if the contractor has the proper credentials to work with historic homes, or is that really not an issue in this case?
No, even if they're working on a contributing property, they still have to have a business license to work in Independence, and they still have to pull a permit. So they'll have to go through a permitting process that's routed to me. And if the Heritage Commission approves it, then I just sign off on that permit.
Okay.
I would like to thank the Croziers. They actually came in and started discussing this with the city in March, and have been extremely patient getting it on the agenda all the way into June. So based on unfortunate current circumstances, they've been extremely patient and really wonderful to work with. So
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, not a problem.
Wendy, do you want to maybe go over the staff report on the integrity in historic properties, and maybe just kind of go through those guidelines, and maybe just for Kaylin's benefit? And then
yeah,
we
I
can
can.
kind of,
Most of them don't apply just because of the non-contributing status. But it is an original location. The building's been altered from its original design. It's still in its historic setting. It has little to no original material. Original workmanship has not been maintained. The building retains its connection with the neighborhood and with the development of the Truman neighborhood. So the property itself is still very much a part of the district, but the building has had significant alterations, and that's what makes it non-contributing.
Okay.
And non-contributing just basically equates to not historic for terminology's sake.
That makes sense.
Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness for the porch improvements and addition on 706 North Union Street?
I'd be fully, I wish I could do that, Ron. I do have one quick question, if I may.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, one quick. And that is for the Croziers. Just curious what purpose you plan to use that interior closet. Storage, obviously. Is that what you want to do with it?
Yes. It'd be just a walk-in closet.
Bedroom closet.
Bedroom closet, yes.
Okay, great. Well, like I said, I can't make a motion to approve, but I'd be fully supportive of this. So just for the record.
Well, I'll move the certificate of appropriateness for 706 North Union Street be approved.
I second that.
Okay. All those in favor? Do we do a roll call vote, Wendy?
Yes, a roll call is fine. So Chair Grotenhouse,
Yes.
Commissioner Kimball,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens,
Yes.
Commissioner Parker,
Yes.
and Commissioner Richey. Well, abstains.
Unofficially, yes.
I'll make a note of that. With support. Abstains with support.
Right, that sounds good. Sure.
So I just like to thank the Croziers for your patience and for joining us this evening in our first go-to meeting for the Heritage Commission. And otherwise, I'll be sending you a letter just for your records to show that it was approved as proposed. As soon as the building permit is routed to me, then I'll go ahead and get that approved and send it on its way.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
Thank you. Sorry, this was awkward.
Thank you.
Welcome to the district.
all right, thank you.
Yes.
To be here.
So, reports and comments. We have public comment next. And do we have the public somehow invited in, Wendy? Or is it?
They if anyone wanted to participate, they could contact me to get the link
Okay.
for the go-to meeting. Otherwise, we are on City 7, so they can join us for the meeting. And if there are questions later on, I'd be happy to, as staff, to answer any of those questions.
Okay. Okay.
And we will have the meeting minutes up, posted before the July meeting as well.
Yeah. But
Okay.
you posted like you normally would have, you know, through sunshine laws and all that. You do the normal kind of posting for this call, right?
Yes, that's correct. It was put in the newspaper. It was also, the agenda was posted last week. So we followed all the same protocols we do for an in-person meeting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
So should we assume that we don't have any public comment for now?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Okay. Then next up is Heritage Commission. If any of the commissioners have anything to talk about, any comments? Wendy? Anything new? I missed you guys.
I have several things.
Okay.
Any concerns or comments from the commission?
No, it's been a
Alan,
learning
May.
experience.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess how's the Truman Depot coming? Any update on that, Wendy? Maybe you were going to Truman Depot anyway, but
Yes, the Truman Depot, the grant for our survey, and the 106 reviews that I'm currently working on, I was going to discuss. So
okay.
our Truman Depot project is finishing up reviews at the state level. Because we're using federal funding, we have to go to the State Historic Preservation Office. It is on the National Register on the local. So they only had a few comments, and we've been addressing those. We're getting them the last of the revisions on the plans so that it reflects what they would like to see on the interior. And so once we get a final word from UP, Union Pacific, that the project can move forward, then we're going to be putting the project out to bid. So the intent was to work on it over the summer, and I think they're still on track to do that. This would be a project to restore and convert the Truman Depot into both a waiting stop for Amtrak, and an opportunity for having a small museum that recognizes its whistle stop history.
Mm-hmm.
And then connect to a larger trail that will actually go from the Truman Depot over to the Trails Museum complex. And so again, we hope, and I know Eric Erb, the director of Parks, Rec, and Tourism, was really hoping to coordinate this with the reopening of the Truman Library. And that is still the.
All right. Well, and the Truman Library is still on pace to reopen its museum after its renovation this fall. So we're still on track. You know, that's still the plan. We don't have an exact date yet, but fall. So we're excited. You did mention, Wendy, the Union Pacific. I guess I thought this was a Kansas City Southern rail line. I guess I'm confused about the relationship between Union Pacific and Kansas City Southern here.
It may split off, but it's currently owned by UP.
Okay.
You know, we have had numerous projects that have been put on hold because of budget issues. This particular project is a large grant that was provided to us via MARC, Mid-America Regional Council. And so we are utilizing those grant funds and moving forward with this project because of the grant that was provided to us. So we're just super pleased that money is still there and that we can move forward with this project. It's been a long time coming, and we really need to get more activity, positive activity down at the depot.
Yeah. How big was that grant again, Wendy? And is it over multi-years, or was it just 1 year or whatever?
So it was a $350,000 grant with a match from the city, not a full match, but a partial match. And then it was also intended to be completed, I believe, last year, but an extension was provided. And so I think they'll either allow us to finish up later this year or into early next year.
Okay, great. Great, thank you.
So there was at least no jeopardy of losing the funding.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great, thanks.
And then next, we have our survey grant, unfortunately, because of the COVID issues, the match that we were going to have for the grant to continue this project next year is no longer there. So this will be the only phase that we're able to complete, but it's the Fairmount Historic Architectural Survey, phase 1. This grant is provided by certified local government funding through the SHPO. And we are in the process of finishing that up with our consultant. I believe we still have another public meeting we have to hold. So we'll likely be adding that on for discussion at the July Heritage Commission meeting. But most of the research is completed and the draft is supposed to be submitted this next week. So I'm pleased to say that we'll at least have general information about several hundred properties around the Fairmount Commercial District and just to the north of there. And this is the first survey we've been able to do since 2013. And the first with a consultant since 1999 to 2000. So it was a nice step forward, and it met one of our requirements and our goals in our preservation master plan that we just adopted last fall. And then lastly, we have Section 106 reviews that are going on. I'm working on about 5, but the ones that I'm working on right now include 10609 East 26th Terrace, which is a kind of a home improvement project using CDBG funds for habitat. 1612 South Terrace and 2333 South Hall, and those are full rehabilitation projects using home funds. And then the remaining 106s I'll be able to report on at the next meeting. But other than that, unfortunately, we had a large agenda for Preservation Month and we had to cancel it. So we're going to redirect those activities to next year's celebration of our bicentennial for the state and hope for better things to come in the next year that we'll be able to expand on our calendar.
Yeah, I know.
Will it be in,
go ahead.
in May of next year then, Wendy? Or is there a different calendar for that?
Well, so the hope is to have a year-long activities, and we're coordinating that with a small committee, including the Jackson County Historical Society. And so May would just be one month in what's hopefully about 8 months of activities throughout the year.
Okay.
Yeah, Wendy, were you in that call with Michael Sweeney last Friday? I think he gave a very nice presentation about the state of Missouri's efforts.
I did not see that call, no.
Okay.
I didn't get invited to a link or an online meeting. So
there's a variety of programming, and of course I know it's going to be a lot of contingent on the state budget, which isn't pretty, I know, but it was a good variety of programs that he was putting forth at different levels, and I think Christy attended it actually, Wendy. I know it doesn't a lot of it doesn't touch on the built environment, but a lot of it does.
Yeah, I think regardless, we'll be able to do a broad variety of topics because of that celebration. And we weren't really hurting on budget. We were just limited by the amount of contact that we had intended. And so we're hoping for better things in the spring of 2021 with the idea that we can roll some of our women's history activities into a highlight of just general milestones throughout the state in the last 200 years.
Yeah, good.
Otherwise, I don't have anything to add. Does anyone have any questions about our grants or anything additional about the district or the 106s?
Do we have to reapply for that part 2? Because you said that only Fairmount was funded this year. Do we have to apply next year for phase 2 or part 2 of the grant?
Well, we were granted phase 2. Unfortunately, it required about a $12,000 match. Probably could get that down to about 10 because some of the historical research was completed with phase 1. But with the general state of the budget, there's just no way to get anything close to that match for our survey for phase 2. So we were already granted the grant, and I had to contact the state and let them know that we would not be able to meet the cash match.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So future grants are just on hold, you know.
They are temporarily. I think, you know, everyone was supportive of it, from the city manager's office to the council, and because it was in our preservation master plan, I think we had full support. I think it's just unfortunate that the budget has taken the hit that it has.
Sure. Because the match is part of the requirement, obviously,
It
right?
is, yeah.
I don't think
so much of it with the survey could be my time. And I could maybe make 20 to 30% of it with staff time, and the remainder of it was with a cash match.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just grateful we even got phase 1 in at this point. I'm just grateful that we got a project done and met one goal and can move forward,
Sure.
you know, the best way we can with the budget that we'll end up with.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
How are we looking for next meeting, Wendy? I know it usually kind of conflicts with 4th of July and holidays and things.
It does. We're actually off with the holiday because it ends up falling the week before.
Okay.
So I think we'll be okay for our holy calendar.
Do we think it's going to be virtual again?
It depends on the phase that we're in, but I see us moving forward with the next phase, because we're not going to be able to social distance up on the dais. So it would be July 7th.
Okay.
And I don't know how we could get our 6 feet in social distance in that space, even with the limited amount of public that we have. So I think we'll stick with our go-to meeting until we hear otherwise from our mayor and from our city manager.
Works for me. And as long as Dwayne's got his camera going, so I think we're all good.
Yeah.
Well, I want to try to have a new computer by then.
Okay. Sounds good.
I mean, mine's not an antique. It's referred to as a dinosaur. But I'm going to have, I'll be in practice. I'm doing my first virtual sermon this weekend.
Oh.
You know, the only advantage I can see to that is if I don't like it the first time I record it, I can do it over again. And when you do it live, you don't have a chance. You just take it or leave it.
Well, if you see any of the other commissioners or you speak with them virtually, if you'd let them know that we still intend to meet in July, because we would love to have everyone join us so we can update everyone on the grant. And we'll make sure that we include the link for anyone who wants to participate. I'll get the information out as much as possible on social media, and to make sure that if anyone's interested in participating with the public meeting for the survey, that they'll have a chance to comment. But beyond that,
do we already have any demolitions or certificates on the agenda for next time?
No, we don't have anything else. We had one project, and I think he's going to try to do everything in kind based on his discussion with me. So I don't think it'll be necessary. But right now, this was the one COA that was pending for a very long time. And I'm so grateful they were patient, because it was so unfortunate the project fell when it did.
Yeah. And thanks for hanging around too.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess, do I have a motion to adjourn? Unless you have something else, Wendy.
Sorry, I'll prolong this. Do we have any openings on the commission, or are we full staff, Wendy?
We are full. So Amy rotated off, and Amy has since moved. So she is off the commission and has gone through her 2 terms. And then Grant actually moved to another commission. So we had 2 openings, and both were filled by the city council, and we are at 9.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. I'm blanking. Obviously, Kaylin. Welcome, Kaylin. But who is the second person? Who is the second?
Yes, his name is Rick Falciola.
Okay.
I have yet to contact him. I have sent him various emails, but I have not heard from him. So I'm hoping that he is that we have the right contact information, and if not, I'll do what I can to reach out to him for the next meeting for sure.
Okay. Thank you. And I have to say just one more thing, Ron. Sorry. Y'all probably noticed more deterioration, I guess, of the block on 24 Highway between, I think it's Ash and Huddig. Another fire. Looks like we're going to lose that whole row of buildings along there. Is that what's happened?
Are you referring to the fire that happened several months ago?
Yeah, I guess. Wow, I guess it has been several months, huh? It was
On the north
opposite
side.
the block. Yeah. You know, opposite
Yes.
of where the bank was that we agreed to take down, and it just looks like a real blight over there.
Yes, they've been trying to work on that through the dangerous building process to get it down. I know there was some concern about party walls and making sure that everything was sound if they cleared the debris. And I know that our community development dangerous building division is working on it and trying to get it down as soon as possible. But yes, unfortunately, we've lost so much in that strip that it was part of the reason why it was not included in the master plan, because there was just almost no integrity left in that area. We will get that included in the survey, so there'll be some general information about the buildings that remain, but it's just no longer contributing to Independence's potential historic district.
Yeah, the historic integrity is gone pretty much. Yeah.
Yes, it's unfortunate, but yes, that's the case.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Thank you.
hoping for better. If the site is cleared, maybe we'll get a new building, and that will at least, improve the neighborhood and offer maybe some additional services they could utilize.
All right. Thank you.
At least some good out of the bad.
Hopefully, yeah. Otherwise, if there's no other questions, then if someone wants to make a motion to adjourn.
Well, that's usually Gene or me. Who wants to do it? I move we adjourn.
Second? All right. All
Okay.
those in favor,
Hi.
say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Well, I thank you all for roughing your way through our first virtual meeting. I don't think it went too badly, and I'm so glad the property owners could join us. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions in the meantime. And I will hopefully see you all in July. Have a good, safe holiday, and we'll talk with you soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.